Before installing the floor, I had to remove the self-leveling concrete forms that I couldn't sand down to the proper height. Then more cleaning, and because I was gluing the floor down, this also meant mopping any of the remaining dust up. Next, I wanted to establish a center line down the hall and throw some shade at Twitch chat. I'm kind of surprised that there's not a single camera nerd in channel right now, but that's okay. For people who haven't followed or subscribed, that'll be 7 bits please. I needed that line to stay after I got the laser out of the way, so a bucket of glue on the end of the chalk line let me snap one man did. So in case anyone doesn't know what I'm doing here, I'm marking where the door transitions should go. And the door transitions are determined by the front edge of the drywall. And then my doors, I know, are 1 3/8 thick. So if I want the transition to be right in the middle of where the door sits, I come back half of 1 3/8, which is 11/16. And then when the door is closed, the transition between the carpet in the bedroom and the hardwood in the hall will be hidden right underneath the middle of the door. Got my thresholds marked, got my center marked. We can actually start to lay down some floor. That is not actually that square. Yeah, that wall's gotta be not square. That's fine. If I make this transition, as long as it's underneath the door, if I make that dead straight, that'll be okay. So what I wanna do right now is lay out my first row of boards, and I want to put in blocking nailed to the floor behind the boards where the joints are, so that I've got a very well-defined stop in the floor. Because if the blocks are in the joints, if you push on the board, it's not gonna go anywhere. I could just do like this and nail that in, and then I've got a very flat edge to put everything up against. So that would ideally go there. This would go here so that both of those could butt up against it. So we do something like that. And then if I can get my nailer to go through these, my framing nailer to go through these and hold in the floor at all, we will be good to go. And it's a very fat 29, but we're good here. Seven eighths. Okay, we're good. Now, before we get that next piece nailed in, we'll try to get this basically right where it should be, I think. And make sure that if we get these right where I think they should be, that we have pretty good closure here. See, now, when I come to glue it, and then I put the next row in and I want to tap the next row into this one or kick the next row into this one, it won't go anywhere. So this is going to be what defines how straight and beautiful my floor ends up being. I want to come just a little bit shy of the edge of the board so that if all I get done today is these first 2 rows, I don't have any glue sticking out anywhere else. Then when it comes time to do the next 2 rows or 3, then I can chalk out for 3 rows. So we're going to pick these guys up. I move them to this side, and I want my fairly close but not exactly perfect trowel. This was like 12 bucks versus like 50 bucks for the exactly perfect, and it's pretty close. Engineered flooring up to 8-inch width or solid plank 3/4 inch thick and 5-inch width. And that's 1/4 by 1/4 by 7/16. This is 3/16 by 1/4 by 5/16. So it's a little bit less on the 1/4 by 1/4. It's 3/16 by 1/4, but it's a little bit more because the space in between, that's the 5/16 here, is a little bit shorter. This is the first time I've ever put down glue down floor. I've done floating floors. I'm not just stalling because of nervous. I'm trying to give good YouTube content. And one thing every YouTuber has said about this is stay clean. If you start making a mess, fix that mess immediately, because this stuff won't come off of anything. Okay, well, I'll just get a new left glove. And I don't really know how much to scoop out or pour out. Whoa, careful. When it gets a little bit lower, I might try to do like an actual pour. It's a little stiffer than it seemed like they showed in the YouTubes. I wanted to find out how difficult this stuff works on a small area, because if it was, you know, I have used adhesive that's much thicker than this before, and yeah, I'm not going fast, but I'm going faster than I have in the past with similar type of stuff. If it was gonna go that slow as it has in the past for me, then I wanted to not have so much that it would take too long and stuff might start to set up. If I can get it to the point where I can pour it, then I don't have to scoop it out of the bucket, and that will speed things up a bunch, because then I'm just moving the glue down as I come. This pattern I stole from some YouTuber, and it seems to be a pretty decent way of keeping it under control between your lines. One of the big things they were saying about keeping it in control like that is that you know where it is, and if you go to do like a step over it, you can do that unconsciously because you know where your boundaries are. But when you've got kind of just stuff everywhere, you don't know where the boundaries are. If you ever accidentally go to try to step over it without thinking very much, it's really easy to step into it. I know that a lot of people associate the trowel action with tiles, but with tiles, you never ever want to come over and cross your lines like this. You want to make sure when you're tiling, all your lines are parallel so that you can collapse your grooves and not trap air end. And I do kind of wonder why they don't have that sort of mentality for this as well, but they don't seem to, so whatever. See, this is why they say don't step on it, because it will move the boards. So I'm gonna find my tape and we're gonna try to tape that to the edge. So we're gonna pull this way a little bit. So this is specifically formulated special wood flooring tape exactly for this kind of application. I'm trying to get just a little bit less in here. And I'm trying to get it right on the bottom side only. So there we go. So we're lined up pretty good at this end, which is nice. Here we go. Plastimask construction grade plastic masking tape, Cantech. All right, well, we'll get a hammer then. This is all actually fairly demanding work. Man, you really gotta watch this stuff. Like, I saw people talking about it on the YouTubes about like, you really gotta be careful. Okay, we'll tape that down. And oh, that was an effort. This is so much slower than any other flooring I've ever installed before. So what I'm gonna do is get these tile boxes down, and then once I get a piece in, I can move the tile box so it's kind of on all three of them, and tape it first and then move the tile box. But this will give me hopefully enough room to work and get goop in. It's gonna be a little awkward. Come on. Oh, did you actually believe Twitch chat that they think this is peanut butter? This is not peanut butter. So don't worry about that. There we go. That's better. Much better. I almost feel like I don't need to tape it, but I'm definitely gonna tape it. I'm nicely lined up here. I got a nice, clean, straight transition into that room. This is gonna be okay. It's all gonna be all right. Every little thing is gonna be all right. And I get to buy knee pads tomorrow.